I am Tanisha. I'm a student named Bhuneshwar. I'm in second year right now. I wrote NEET 2020 and I scored 170 in physics. If you ask me about preparation, I would say that one, go through Sir's notes really well because he includes a lot of like very important problems, like those concepts. Now, like he'll give you some problems which are very conceptual. So if you saw like there might be some trap in that question, and if you don't notice that trap, then you lose 5 marks. They're simple questions, but you need to understand that concept. And sir, he gives all these like important questions in his notes. Similarly, he like those questions. Then he gives some materials. Go through those. Then I relied on my college for material, and I would say numericals are important, but theory questions are also important. Like in our paper, we got about 12 theory questions. They were important. So go through those theories. You need not read the entire like NCERT ka book. You just need to like read those important things. So sir, he will highlight those points in his classes, in his notes. Even he'll tell you ki NCERT mein this chapter is important, like semiconductors and all. That's very theory to go through those. Other than that, when it comes to like how to prepare, I wasn't very strong in physics in the beginning. So what I would do is to get 170, I worked every day and I would solve some problems every day. Because if you keep solving any problem, nahi to what happens ki like because NEET requires speed. Okay, NEET has simple physics questions, but it requires speed. If you give the same paper for 4 hours, everybody can crack it. So us time mein you have to like crack so many questions. You need to get key. Okay, this question requires this, and that speed will come by practicing a lot of questions. So practice questions every day. Go through Sir's notes and read the college material very well. Other than that, you also need to, as Sir said, it also depends on how your mindset is while solving the paper. Like you might have prepared very well, but if you panic during the papers, then all your hard work will go into vain, right? I remember there were times when like there were some chapters like electricity, magnetism, and all. I was very poor in it, and I remember continuously for few exams I didn't score good marks. And I talked to VK sir, and he was telling me, "Ki, you know some concepts, and you know the answer, but you're not getting it in the exam. That's because you're scared during the exam. You think ki you're not able to do it. So when you sit in the exam,
yeah, Tanisha, you're muted.
I can do it. Like I know, yes, I know. Like I have learned a certain amount, and I will solve that. Like the rest, okay, it's okay if you lose it, but like what I know, I should not lose that, right? And so I used to say that every time, and that really boosted my confidence. So that's one thing that's very important. When you're sitting in the exam, just be totally cool. Just focus on the paper, write what you know, and preparation be regular. That's my thing. You don't need to solve very high funda questions. It's fine. You're not writing JE advanced. NEET has basic questions, but the thing is, you need to solve a lot of them so that you get that speed. And personally, like as Sir said, every person has like their own ways of preparation. Personally, I did biochemistry, physics, and then when I come to revise, I would like I would time my paper in such a way that I have more time for physics. So like that's up to you. Like some people like doing physics in the beginning because their mind is fresh. That's totally up to you. Other than that, yeah, that's pretty much it. And one more thing, when it comes to the exam, the final NEET exam, right? Because like there's this chance that you might have prepared very well and all, but if you get panic during the final exam, your preparation might go into waste. For example, in my case, when I started writing NEET, right? After NEET got over, I remember sitting in the car and telling my mom, "Ma, like I suddenly got this thought in my head, yeah, I'm writing the NEET, like not grant test, not weekend, not monthly, the NEET." Okay, but I was like surprisingly calm. Like I was worried that during the exam I might panic and I might not get answers. But I was really calm. In fact, like I think I've been more panicked during some grand test than I was in the final NEET. Like I was really chill. And I just like, I was just writing, and I remember when I like meet my, you'll have different question sets, right? It'll be like same questions will be there, but the questions will be jumbled. So in my set, when I took the paper, like the first question that I had, I wasn't very sure of it. So I was like, okay, let's skip it. Let's go to the next one. Other one also, I was like debating between two questions. So like my mind was a bit preoccupied, and I was just like waiting. Like then the third and fourth questions were getting affected. I was not getting it immediately. So I had two choices. Either I could panic and then I'll just keep working on these questions and then finally get it, but waste a lot of time. Or I could keep calm. I'll just listen to what Sir said. Don't panic about marks. Don't care about the result. Just do what you know. I remember I just simply skipped that paper. I went to the back of the physics paper. I started solving the questions from the back, and I was like, I saw the question. I'm like, I know this. I'll do it. And I just started solving it. And in one like round, I just did everything. I came back to the ones which I left. They were simple questions, which just didn't strike my mind because I was panicked at that time. And like yeah, that's the main thing. So you just need to have confidence in yourself, be regular, go through sir's notes are very important, especially towards the ending. Mainly like I wasn't reading other, like you won't have time to read all these theoretical things again and again. It's mainly solving questions and like reading all these concepts from sir's notes. And like towards the ending before the exam and all, I just went through those models that sir gave in his notes, because they are like important models and they come in your exams. And it's like these are very simple questions, to be honest. But the thing is, there might be some trap and you'll fall into that trap and lose those 5 precious marks. And every point is important when it comes to NEET. So yeah, that's all I want to say.
Yeah, Tanisha, thanks for joining. I have a few questions for you, right?
Thank you, sir.
When you
Yeah.
joined Chaitanya for the first time, so I
Hmm.
think maybe you're not confident in physics, right? So how Vijay sir helped you to score 170 marks in the exam?
Uh, Sir had been very good to me since the start. I remember in the very beginning of first few classes, I remember like he picked out that I'm a bit slow in maths and I'm facing difficulties. I remember from first year until the last day, like the day before NEET, I remember him like texting me, and I think he told me how to solve the paper and all. Like he personally gives that time. Like many people like they'll teach really well, right? But sir is a person who'll teach well and give you that. He has that thing. He give every student that personal attention, and he'll see ki, okay, like this student ka, like this area is lagging. This student where this area is lagging. Like he has that observation and he like pick it out. And I remember there'll be times when like sometimes I used to score very poor marks. And like the thing about scoring bad marks is it's not just that you don't know the concept. It's also like after the exam now, psychologically you'll feel that you're bad at physics, you won't be able to do physics. Like you just have that thing. You like ye mujhse nahi hoga. So in those moments when sir used to come, he used to sit next to me. He used to talk to me for about 45 minutes something. And he used to like really inspire me. Like those speeches used to motivate me so much. And I used to feel ki, okay, it's just one exam, but like I have more chances and like I can do it. Like he helped me a lot.
You are really fortunate to have such a wonderful teacher.
Yes, I am. I
And
am.
I have one more question. See, how did you see there are so many students? Past I teach physics in NEET students. I have seen the students. They're always panic when they come to physics, right? So, what
Yeah.
suggestions you give to such students, those who
Okay.
fear physics?
I was one of those students. I was very
Okay.
scared of physics. So I would say that right now, to be honest, I miss physics because when you come to MBBS, it's all like you have to memorize. Now, sometimes I feel ki, yaar, I wish I could just understand a concept and just solve questions like that. Like at that time, yeah, that's one thing. To be honest, in the beginning, things might be scary, but as you like, it's like when you understand the concept, right? When you understand that, okay, like here is where I went wrong. Okay, this is where I had to uh, done something different. When you understand those lagging areas, and then when you solve questions now, in the beginning it is scary, but I remember towards the end of my journey, towards the end of my inter year, I remember I used to actually like physics because it's like a challenge. Like yes, like today I was able to solve like like these many questions out of this in like this in this time. Like in 1 hour, I solved these many questions and these many were right. I scored it now. It becomes like a challenge, it becomes like a thing. Yeah, like this time I scored 140. Next time I need to score 150. Like and you see like yeah, like I can do it, right? You get that. Like the thing with biology is that it's like memory now. So if you don't remember, you don't remember. But when it comes to physics, it's like you feel like shit, like it's just I know it. I didn't think over there. And you think, okay, like next time if that comes, I will remember that concept and I will use it in such problems. So the more papers you solve, the more things, like the more lagging areas you pick up, and then slowly this fear will turn into like it will turn into a motivation. It will turn into a challenge. Like you start having fun solving these questions, and every time earlier when you get a wrong answer, you get scared, you feel sad. Now it becomes like a passion. You're like, okay, like next time that's not gonna happen. So yeah.
So that's a wonderful acknowledgement to your teacher, because you said you were had a lot of fear for physics. Then you scored 170 out of 180. That's a marvelous thing. Definitely, it's all the credit goes to the even teacher, right? Who
Yes,
molded
yes.
you so well, who gave you a lot of confidence. And one more
Hmm.
question, Tanisha. Did you prepare only the Vijay notes or anything else?
I prepared source notes. I prepared my college ka material,
Okay.
and that's pretty much it. Like I remember, sir, like he would give us many like some like booklets and all. So he used to give us question ka booklets during our revision ka times. He would prepare about 50, 60 questions and all. He would give it to us with the solutions. So yeah, and then our question papers, right? They have very good models. So in the beginning, you just solve your college core material, but then towards the ending, like when you have grant tests and all, you have to solve all those important models. So I would solve previous year questions, like NEET ka questions, previous college material ka questions, and then like all these booklets that sir used to give me.
One last question, what is the advices you give to these budding doctors?
I
Those are
would
under
say
lot of
that
pressure, lot of fear of physics, and lot of things.
yes.
What are the
I
advices
would
you
say
give to them?
okay. So right now, like I went through these 11th and 12th years, and I know the pressure that everybody is in right now. But trust me, once this NEET will be over, like, if you need to give your all, you need to give your all. You need to sacrifice a lot of things. Tell me many times when you see WhatsApp statuses of your friends who are in different schools, who will be enjoying and stuff, and that day you'll be sitting with your books, you'll be studying because tomorrow you have an exam, and you'll think, "Yaar, why am I working so hard?" But once your NEET gets over, once you get I got 686 marks. Once you get those marks, once you get a rank, okay, and once you get a good college, like I got Ames Malaysia, you don't know the number of people who applaud on that. And the thing is, I did it now, and people who were with me, like my friends, I've seen my friends do the same thing. So for me, it was a normal thing. But like I was just like, it's like I was just yeah, it's okay, like it's not very big. But all the people who were not with me during my journey, other people, my relatives and all, when I told them my marks, when I told them my rank, like the amount of appreciation they used to give me, that was really good. And then after that, when we got into a college, it is so worth it. Like I feel those 2 years I worked so hard, and it is really worth it. You come to college, college is this entire, it's this whole universe of experiences. Right now, yesterday I was a part of TEDx Ames Bhubaneswar. We did that. We wrapped it up. We had a cultural fest in the evening, and now I have to go to organize a sports meet. And with that, we'll have our semester exams. We'll score good marks in that also. We'll study for that. There's so much to do. It's like in our inter we only study, right? But here it's like we need to excel in everything, and it's such a different universe. So like I'm so glad I worked so hard in those 2 years because right now my life is really good.
Yeah, it is visible in your face, right? I can see you how much, I mean, things you're enjoying there. Definitely, sir. Vijay sir, do you have anything to ask Tanisha?
So, now, sir, hi, Tanisha.
Hi, sir.
Hi. Thank you for reminding me past memories. You're a wonderful student, very hard worker. Tanisha is actually a very hard worker. She is very sincere every day, every day. throughout 2 years I have observed. So nice, Tanisha. Have a good future. Should get the seat, post-graduation seat. In
Yes.
very good college, Ames. Again in Ames, Delhi. I'm expecting it. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Thanks
Thank you.
for inspiring so
Okay,
many young minds, and I can see your energy. That is the, I mean, results of the success are the hard work, right? So definitely, as you said, it is worth working, right? Because a
yes,
lot of BiPC students, they feel that they're missing so much in life when they're in an intermediate, right? As you said, they see the status of other fellow friends, okay, and they think that why they have chosen this BiPC, okay. But you said it's worth doing the hard work, okay. So Tanisha, thanks once again for joining even your busy schedule. And we would like to have you again on this webinar once, right? When you are free.
yes, yes, sure.
Thank you so
Okay,
much,
sir.
girl. Thanks for
Thank
joining.
you so much, sir.
Thank you
It
so
was an
much. Thank
honor
you
to
so much.
speak like this. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We
Thank
are
you,
pleasure.
Tanisha. Thank you.
Yeah, Varshini, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what's your turn, Varshini? So now you are, I think this year you got 170, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this year.
Yeah, congratulations, Varshini. That's a wonderful achievement. And definitely you deserve a better seat, right? So did you get a seat? Did you get a seat in Ames, right?
At Ames Bhubaneswar.
You are also in the Bhubaneswar only.
Yes.
So very soon you're going to meet Tanisha then, okay? So definitely tell me, Varshini, what are the steps that you have taken? How was your mindset when you entered into Chaitanya BiPC? And how Vijay sir helped you to achieve 170 out of 180?
First of all, I would like to thank VK sir for guiding me. Like, even if I'm low, he used to guide me in a very nice way. He used to motivate me. So I would like to thank VK sir very much. And coming to my preparation, theory concepts are very important for NEET, mainly physics also. Topics like for electrostatic potential, semiconductors. Like for these chapters, NCRT helped me, and Vika sir also used to highlight some points so that we might not miss those points. And he used to give assignments every day so that we could revise the formulas. And he also used to give questions on theory part also, so that at a time I used to revise both the formula based and also theory part. So thank you, sir, for giving those assignments even at late night.
But actually, most of the people they don't feel happy when the teacher give an assignment, right? But you feel happy about it, okay?
Yeah, but sir used to give it in a very, like, he used to give very innovative questions. So it is very fun to do those assignments. And coming to formulas, he used to explain every formula in a very detailed way. He used to derive every formula. So I used to derive both formula and also the final formula. I used to remember the final formula and also the derivation. So there's no rule in NEET that only the question comes only from the final formula. So it's better to remember both the derivation and the final formula. So, and speaker sir explains everything in a very detailed way. I used to note every point what VK sir says, so that that notes helped me in a great way. So thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Welcome, Varshini. You have done a lot of hard work. That also accounts.
Yes.
And Varshini, what is the advices you give to the students who are preparing this year, maybe in the second year? Maybe there are really tensed how the paper is going to be, because last year 2021 you're all shocked, right? Look at the physics paper, and it was a buzz everywhere in India that in NEET exam physics was very difficult this year, right? So maybe these guys may be expecting the same type of paper. Okay, what experience you had in the exam, and how what advices you give to these students who are preparing this year?
Like, right 1 hour before the exam, I talked to VK sir. He told me, don't panic in the exam whether it is easy or tough. Like, we can't say the paper whether it is easy. So he motivated me very nice. So he told me, even if you don't get a question, you leave that question and go to another and come back again to that question, so that you can get a new idea on that previous question. So like that, before 1 hour I talked to him. That really helped me in a very great way. So don't ever think that question paper will be easy or tough. Only think about the question. Only on that point you have to think about the question, not on marks or anything else.
So, what is the advice you give to the students who are preparing right now? What are the methods they should follow? How many hours they should read, and what are the how they have to prepare the revision notes? All that. Can you give some tips to them?
Yeah, like I used to prepare VK notes very thoroughly. So that helped me really very for the final exam. That helped me very nice for me. And coming to my preparation, that's it. Only VK notes is important for me in even anything.
Okay, so you suggest strongly that just follow the teacher blindly.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the best compliment, Vijay sir, you got. Definitely, any teacher, and I think Vijay sir has so many students who can take care of his health all the time. And luckily, because when you are in NEET campus, there are so many doctors who can think about your health all the time. And definitely, sir, I can see these girls' happiness and lot of, appreciation you should give to the Vijay sir, because he deserves it, right? Because these teachers who are working in campus, they sacrifice their personal life. Because most of the time they will see in the campus, you said they used to do late night assignment. It's not easy to prepare assignments every day, right? And a lot of efforts are required. And even if you want to give an innovative paper, and even the teachers are also anxiously waiting for the results of the students, right? You may be worried about your results, but he's worried about so many results, right? So the teachers are also under a lot of pressure. Thank you, Varshini, for joining, and definitely your words will inspire. One last advice to the students who are preparing. What is the your advice to the students?
Don't ever think about the final marks. Just go with the preparation.
So that's it.
That's it.
Vijay sir, you want to ask anything, Varshini?
Hi Varshini, how are you?
Hi sir.
Hi.
Meer attend avaledu sir ee roju party.
Oh no, I'm busy with this program. No, we will meet later.
See, that's a commitment of Vijay sir, right? That is a commitment.
Okay. Thank you.
I am sorry for it, Varshini. You should my apologies for it, because he was stuck with this webinar, and that's why you couldn't attend your program. Let's celebrate next year, and we want you on this webinar. No one can.